Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now June 8th of 2020, and ever since the release of Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, a lot of fans around the world have been very intrigued about the future of the Star Wars franchise by Disney and Lucasfilm. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, the one thing about Disney's Star Wars is that we do know that they are now in a position of damage control and desperation. We do know that Dave Filoni, Jon Favreau, and George Lucas, as I like to call them FFL or LFF, are all working together as a team in order to really bring Star Wars on the right path, to really bring us in a more positive road to the future of this franchise, this brand, if you will, that they actually aim to make just as big, if not bigger, than the MCU, using movies, TV shows, books, novels, comics, and video games, and so on and so forth. Now, the big challenge between all of this is exactly how it's going to be established and how it's really going to be utilized by the creators like Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau, for example, having a lot of creative control now. Thankfully, Kathleen Kennedy no longer has that and only has creative control over one Star Wars TV series project that is going to be, of course, written by Leslie Headland, which we will be learning more about that at Star Wars Celebration this August. Now, the thing about that is that we know that a lot of fans are quite relieved that Kathleen Kennedy no longer has creative control over many of the projects, and that now it's all in the hands of FFL. That's really going to give us more authentic stories, and it's going to feel more, I guess you could say, true to Star Wars Legends material. Now, on top of all of this, what's really intriguing is that with both Disney and Lucasfilm now finished with The Rise of Skywalker, they are now focused on their new Star Wars trilogy of films, as well as the new Star Wars universe. Both Bob Iger and Bob Chapek are currently developing over 10 years worth of Star Wars projects for Disney Plus alone, with creators like Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau. Now, it's explained that one of those shows that are currently being developed is the Mace Windu TV series that's currently untitled for Disney Plus, that they plan to drop sometime in 2023. Now, it's noted that one of the big plans by Lucasfilm is to bring in a fan-favorite character from Star Wars Legends into this untitled series that takes place after the events of Revenge of the Sith, known as Starkiller, that would serve as Darth Vader's secret apprentice. It's noted that this is one of the plans by creator George Lucas to bring back Star Wars Legends in full force in the form of live-action material. Not just that, but also there are plans being developed for Grand Admiral Thrawn to play a major role in the form of live-action for this untitled series that will bring a return of Mace Windu. Let me just say one thing right here, is that Grand Admiral Thrawn is an amazing character. I don't know if you guys have seen Star Wars Rebels, or if you guys read the canon books or the Star Wars Legends books. Nonetheless, Thrawn, a very powerful character, very famous character in Star Wars if you're really into the lore. And the fact that they're trying to make that transition, I think, is yet another big step in the right direction here. Ahsoka was the first one, now they're doing Thrawn. Now, it's unclear of what the exact timeline will be, but it takes place after Order 66 and during the Jedi killings across the galaxy. Lucasfilm wants to develop a live-action Thrawn for the series to boost the familiarity for Star Wars fans of who this character is apart from animation in Star Wars Rebels. Now, not just that, but also Hayden Christensen has been in the talks to reprise his role as an unmasked Darth Vader in this series, to show a more personal side of the beloved character within the Star Wars franchise. Now, this TV show is set to bring a return of Samuel Jackson for a post-Order 66 Mace Windu, as well as a brand new actor that will portray a young Mace Windu in the form of flashbacks, is what Disney is aiming for to tell two new stories for the famous character that was created by George Lucas. The series is also set to give Mace Windu a brand new lightsaber that fans had never seen before. Whether or not it will still be a purple one also remains a mystery. One thing I will say is that you have to stick with the purple lightsaber. It's way too iconic for the character of Mace. You know, I think that's really what made the character, because it does have a piece of symbolism in there, that Mace has his own philosophy of the Jedi and more, if you guys actually read into the Star Wars Legends lore and stuff around those lines. Now, the series is planned to primarily take place on the world of Coruscant, as well as other brand new worlds that will be introduced in the current map of the Star Wars galaxy, where Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau are said to have a big role in the creative decisions of how all this will play out for the Star Wars universe moving forward, and that Kevin Feige from Marvel will be handling the backbone of the new EU that will consist of books, TV shows, movies, and more all combined together. So once again, we got Kevin Feige, a guy from Marvel who handles the entire MCU, that's going to be a part of the new SWU, if you will, right? So Disney is said to want to stick with some of the fan favorite characters like Thrawn, Vader, Kenobi, Mace, and more, while making new characters on the side until they can make a good transition. Let me just say this, I think that is smart by Disney to stick with some of the known and fan favorite characters first while they make the new characters on the side, to make that steady and slow transition, right? Because let's face it, they know what sells, and they know what's gonna sell. If you take these fan favorite characters that are in animated form, such as Ahsoka, Thrawn, Ezra, which is what they're doing, transitioning them to live action is amazing. I think it's perfect. And how they want to re-explore the character of Mace is yet another one up there. So we can see what they're trying to do. So with that being said, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.